Honestly, in the last video, I never told you guys anything about this car because I didn't think you guys would care, to be honest. I just felt like it wasn't a car that would draw a lot of attention. Which was my bad because you guys are a bunch of car guys watching this video. Obviously, you're gonna notice this thing. Anyways, there was just hella comments about this car in the last video. So this thing is my dad's Corvette. This is not my secret or something. It needs some love. He's got it running over the last couple years, but it still needs obviously some paint, some love, a couple things to get it going. But this is my dad's 1977 Corvette that he's owned since 87? 88. I honestly don't know. Today I'm arising from the dead. Ever since we moved back home, I've basically trapped myself inside the house. I've just been going absolutely crazy in there because I don't have a whole lot to do. Jenny, you guys know we finally started taking Jenny to the track. I want to learn with this car. A lot of people are like, oh, more power, do this, do that, get a hydro, get angle kit. I'm gonna do all those things, but I'm gonna do them in time because I want to learn with them. Like I want to drive it like this, put a hydro in, then go do a track day and like really learn what that did for me, if that makes sense, instead of just completely build a drift car and then learn it. This thing is kind of just like a, as we get more track time, we'll do more mods type deal. The BRZ is still NA. I literally just got off the phone. Am I lying?
Yeah, no bueno.
No bueno. I ordered it to this house before we moved from BC so that it would be here right when I got home, and it has been at the border for like over 3 weeks now. They're giving me massive clearance issues on this thing and I don't know why. Like I just want to boost the car. I don't know why they're giving me such a hard time on it. I think after our last phone call today, I might be figured out. Yeah, and then I told you guys that my OG S10, I don't want to do anything to until I have a shop and I could do a proper paint job. I could do the proper rust repairs and everything that needs to go down. There's a lot of work that needs to go into this thing. And so I've been in the house, I've been going absolutely nuts inside. I'm spending way too much time looking at cars and houses and things that I need and some things that I don't. And then today I found a car that I have wanted for a long time and I think will be a super, super fun build. And I guess before we say anything else, we need to just go check it out. So we drove almost, well actually with traffic and stuff, we drove over 2 hours to look at this thing because based on the photos and the ad and me talking with the owner of this car, this is the cleanest and also just a teensy bit luxurious car around ever for this price. It's a little bit steep, but what's weird is Ontario's almost like got rust tax. So something older like this, the price almost goes back up when you have one that isn't just a complete box and it's all rusted. It looks extremely clean though, so I'm hoping that when I was asking this guy questions, he wasn't lying to me because we drove farther than I think I've ever drove for a car. I also, if I was the seller of this car and someone pulled up with a trailer, turn left, I wouldn't budge on the price at all. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, nah, this dude is here to buy this car. So I'm thinking we park like just down the block a little bit. Is that a bad idea, do you think?
No, I don't think it's.
Because then if he doesn't see the trailer, maybe
500 meters, your destination
you need to stop talking.
The exhaust isn't the worst thing in the world.
The exhaust isn't terrible. Something like a shifter bushing, look at this. It's in gear. This is the sloppiest. I've never seen an in gear that loose in my entire life.
But I feel like the Civic was like that.
It probably was. The clutch feels like my grandma could probably drive this thing.
How bad it is the one fender?
The one fender's a little more rotten than I was hoping. It needs rust repair. I was hoping to steer away from it, but
I feel like Civics have a place in your heart. Like this is just so natural.
Do you hear the fart?
Yeah.
It doesn't even sound like Civic-y. It just sounds like it's going. It has AC! Okay, this is my favorite part about Civics. It's so slow. I put on my game face, but dude, that's so slow. It'll take me back to the main road. Dude, I don't know where the main road is. We gotta test the aux, babe. We gotta text the aux. Test. Oh, he's even got a dongle on here. Dude, this guy's the man. I hate that I love Civics. I just love that they're shitty. I just love it.
Like, what if you were in a Miata right now? I feel like
I would love that too. Yeah, and then not do the rust repair because we're just gonna cut the fender off and do a wide body, I guess. Is that how you fix rust nowadays? I feel like that's the best way to fix the rust. I hate that I love cars. Don't tell Jasmine. 2 weeks I have been in Ontario before I bought another shit Honda. Right away, I'm just gonna say this because I know everybody's gonna be already commenting and freaking out about it. I told you guys like what the plan is for the Genesis and the BRZ and the S10. Jasmine is still in BC. I told you guys if you don't see Jasmine, it's Emerson's fault. And whose fault is it? It's Emerson's fault. It's still there. It might be there for a little bit longer than expected. It doesn't matter though. That car is not like it's not being replaced. I still have its plan. It just isn't gonna happen right now. I've been super bored and I need something to do.
You need your Civic.
I need something to do. We picked up this 1998 EK. I don't know if it's actually an EK, because like the EEG is actually an EH. So this is like the EK body style, but it might be like an EJ technically.
It's a lot of letters.
I don't know. Oh. It's a 98, basically bone stock other than the world's fartiest exhaust. I don't know if it has coilovers or just springs, but it sits a little low.
Just years of abuse, just whittled it down.
Yeah, there's just nothing left. In Ontario, it's really hard to find cars that are older, especially like this old, that aren't just completely, because in the winter here, we salt the roads because it snows. So people buy Civics and drive them in the winter, and then they rot to hell and they're dead and they don't exist anymore. So to find one that's actually not dying is kind of cool. I'll give you guys a full walk around of the car in a second, but I just want to give you guys my little plan that I have before. Hey.
My head was out of the frame, but you fit it.
It's because you're too tall. I don't want to necessarily say I'm doing a budget build because I don't want to limit myself.
It's not Wish.
It's not going to be Wish. When we bought the Civic, we bought it and we built it purposefully with like Wish parts, Amazon, eBay parts. And it was super fun, it was super cheap, but it was also kind of sketchy sometimes. And we did it once, I don't want to do it again. I know what those parts are like, and I know that they kind of are a pain in the ass and half of them break and don't work. My thought process is this. I live in that bedroom now. Which is my mom's office. I kind of just feel homeless. It's weird. I went from like a big warehouse and my own house and all these things to like nothing. And I feel like...
Comes up to us tonight, can I use the Xbox today, Thomas?
Yes, do. I'm like, yo, I need to use the TV, please. I want to do another relatable build and show you guys you don't need a ton of money or a ton of stuff or a big warehouse to have a lot of fun with a car. So right now the space that I have to work with is the right side of the garage if I need it, or like this little paved portion beside the house. It's not my big warehouse. I don't have all my special tools here.
Back to basics, baby.
It's back to basics, baby. So with this thing, I'm gonna try and spend as little money as possible, but without completely cheaping out on things. Like I'm trying to basically do like an eBay type build, show you guys that on a pretty good budget, you can still have a ton of fun.
Affordable, but not cheap.
Yeah. We're doing a relatable, affordable Civic build in my parents' driveway because I feel like right now I'm in a position where I can directly relate to like 90% of you guys who literally have this exact same setup to work with, if not less. Did I say that good? I feel like I'm really having trouble with words this morning.
Dad's toolbox type of build.
Dad's toolbox, exactly. This is a 98 Civic hatchback and it's a DX, which is luxurious.
So it looks like XD where the guy's smiling except he's frowning and he's really not happy, like he's having a bad day.
Oh yeah, you look at it this way. Roar, XD!
I can't believe you just said
it has GSR leather seats from an Integra, I believe, which is kind of nice.
Momo pedals, dog, look at that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Those are definitely the Amazon special Momos too. I got the stock seats in the back of my truck. He gave me them with the car. And then like I said, it's a DX. So my Civic was a CX, which I'm pretty sure is the most basic one. So this thing has AC, baby! Super luxurious. Damn, boy! It probably won't have AC in about 3 weeks, but it has AC for now. Everything else is just super Civic-y. The interior is actually very clean. There's no like weird stuff. I haven't cleaned it at all. And the door cards and like the dash and everything looks good. This says push, and it won't. You want to open this?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know what's in here.
I'm so curious, man. Yeah, no. That's a full, dude. It's got
that might be too big. Let's try it. Just says push. Oh. $2! No way! Oh, we're rich, baby!
No way.
You want to go get some
me?
ice creams?
Let's get some ice creams.
Okay, so we don't use that. Building Jasmine was like the absolute most fun I have ever had with a car because like Civics are just so easy. They're so like basic and simple. They're like fun, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where like I already hate this car, but in like a good way. Anyways, interior wise, super clean. GSR seats, nothing fancy. Shifter is super hooped. Came with this Apexy muffler. I don't know if that's meant for this car or not. I don't know if it's gonna fit. And the hatch, oh my god, it needs new shocks. It had a subwoofer in here, but the guy wanted it, so he took it out. So it's just got like the wiring and all that kind of stuff laying around in here. Got like a box of parts, I think AC components and stuff, because he was gonna redo the AC. New valve cover, very nice. Just junk. Realistically, it's just junk. And then he also replaced all the speakers inside the car. Oh. He was actually gonna take them out when he sold it, but because I was like there last night and it got kind of late and I was like pressuring him into giving me the car right now because I drove all the way out there with the trailer, he didn't have time. So he got a full speaker upgrade inside this car. I don't know what the speakers are. They sounded pretty good when I test drove it. Stock wheels, nothing special. It's got the door trim and one of the previous owners resprayed it. You guys can see, oh yeah, you can see right there. There's a little run. So it's been resprayed and the absolute crown jewel. This thing came with a D16 Y7. It's basically a 1.6 liter with like 17 horsepower.
I know nothing about like engine numbers with Hondas.
This has as much balls as that.
Oh, the lawnmower.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy that painted this last did not use the proper paint. It got too hot and it just flakes right off. Like, I think we're gonna just go straight to a very generous K swap. Still knows nothing about what I'm talking about.
Well, I know K is better than whatever the hell this one was. K is B. B is higher in the alphabet, so that means it's worse in quality.
So we're gonna close that because we don't really want to look in there. Ever since I picked up the EG, I genuinely wanted to get an EK. I was like, the EG inspired me to want to do one more, and out of all the other Civics out there, other than like a brand new one, this is the only one I think because it just has like, it's been around longer, you see the history of it being whatever. I don't know what it is. Something about this one and the EG are like the two classics to me. And it may be just a giant turd nugget, but I love it at the same time.
Oh, we love it.
I'm sad, but I'm happy. Dude, can we take the steering wheel cover off? I want to know just like how disgusting it is under here. So, the guy that owned this car, he worked on a construction site. He had a really cool Integra DC5, I think. I think it's a DC5. Anyways, he worked construction, so he bought this thing just to drive there because he didn't want people to steal his Integra.
Oh! Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That crackle.
You know what's not that bad? Oh. It feels gross. Oh. You know what we're gonna do?
We don't like it.
For today, how do you do this? How do you use these? Dude, this is like the hardest mod I've ever had to install. Okay, we're on.
That was easy.
This is worse. I don't know which one I hate more. We have 5 cents to Canadian Tire. Hope you guys enjoy that. We have a thermostat. I hope that doesn't mean it's overheating. A speed sensor. Teflon tape. His insurance paper. We got a SIM card for a phone.
Dibs.
Sure. We got the remote for the Pioneer radio, and this is an Alpine, so this is just garbage. We got a Shaco.
Oh, Shaco!
But yeah, so it's a little bit different. Being in Ontario, there's like different rules and stuff. Like in BC, I could just buy a car, put it on the road right away. This thing, I have to do a couple steps before I get a plate for it to get it on the road, so I can't drive it around today. I also never showed you guys underneath. Anybody that lives in Ontario will be like super impressed with it. Like even like these little jack points right here are like super mint. Everything underneath here is like super clean, no rust at all. I'm gonna take the rest of today. I'm actually gonna like, this trailer is garbage. This is like my dad's utility trailer, but we're gonna use mine now that I'm back. So we're gonna throw this one out. You guys can see it's like completely rotten and garbage. So I'm gonna get rid of this. There's like a bunch of dirt underneath this tarp. I'm gonna level out, just try and like make this a little bit more comfortable now that I actually have a project and I crawled out of my cave that I've been hiding in ever since I moved home. I'm gonna try and make everything a little bit more comfortable, a little bit cleaner, nicer, ready to go. And I gotta do a little bit of work on this thing to get it. I don't gotta do work, I just gotta get the paperwork, I guess. So, you guys, the problem sucks.
Homework.
Before I let you guys go, I just want to like, the lighting here kind of sucks. Momentum is a thing, and momentum works in both directions. So when we moved home, I kind of used up all the parts, all the supplies I had for like making videos and building cars and stuff when we were in BC. And I was like, when we move home, I'm just gonna buy I literally planned this. I was like, I'm gonna buy a Civic, it's gonna be cheap, relatable, I'm gonna do it at my parents' house, whatever. And then I like ordered my here and I did like a couple little things, and then just in the midst of like moving here, looking for a house and being just kind of like under stress of a million things going on, I stopped like working essentially. And after like a week or so of me not having a whole lot going on and having like a bad day, like I had like a couple, like we did some work on Chris's G, and like the G, we broke it a little bit to get it apart, and that same day someone crashed into my truck, and like we had one of those days where like everything just seemed to be like going wrong. If you just let that happen to you and let yourself just kind of like keep being stagnant, nothing will happen. Even yesterday I was like on the verge of having enough of like not doing anything. I was messaging everybody, looking at all sorts of different cars that I didn't even necessarily like. I'm super happy I found one that I did, but all I'm trying to say is that if you have nothing going for you, it seems like nothing's going your way, or like whatever, you gotta look around and realize if you're doing it to yourself, because a lot of this I was doing to myself. I wasn't being productive, I wasn't trying to work, I was waiting for things to fall into place in a completely new environment, in a place I haven't been in like years, and it's not gonna happen. You gotta start with something very small. And even yesterday, like I went for a run and then I felt a little better, and then when this guy texted me about the car, I felt a little better, and you get the momentum rolling of like feeling good and feeling like things are working finally. And I don't know, if you guys feel stuck or whatever, just remember that momentum works in both ways. And if you're feeling stuck and you're not doing anything to get out of that spot, you're probably working it in the wrong way, and your momentum is continuing to bring you down instead of starting to bring you up. Momentum's a pretty big thing, and it's real, and if you guys are using it, if it's going against you, you gotta reverse it. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you are not already to follow this build along. I will catch you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and stay committed.